I didn't say anything whilst I was cruising, but I was getting a bit of a smell, something like a bad egg smell, and I had a suspicion as to what it was. And when I moored up, it was even more particularly noticeable. It wasn't there all the time. I smelt it soon after leaving the marina and it seemed to go away, but when I moored up I could tell it was there. And investigation reveals that one of my batteries is duff, the one at the far end of the bank of 4. What I have now done is I have disconnected that 4th battery. There were 2 positive terminals going to it. I've taken those off the battery and bolted the 2 of them together and insulated them. So now I have a bank of 3 batteries instead of 4. As you've just seen, a couple of weeks ago I had a problem with a Duff battery. I have a starter battery and 4 leisure batteries on the boat, and it is one of the leisure batteries that became faulty. It overheated and began to smell, rotten egg type of smell, so I had to take it out of the circuitry, which left me with 3 leisure batteries. Having now got a replacement battery, you're going to see me fit that in. I'm not very technically minded, many of you know that who follow the channel, but I've got on and changed the battery. I am capable of doing a straight swap. There's nothing too technical about it, and I thought you'd like to see how I've got on. So that's what you're about to watch. Enjoy. Hi, and thanks for joining me. Well, my new battery has arrived. As you see, it's here. There's a warning notice which says please read. Urgent safety warning, read before unpacking. All transit plugs must be removed before use. Now, I haven't got a clue what a transit plug is, but I'm hoping it will become clear when I start unpacking the battery. There's a lot of polystyrene insulation. I'm going to take this out first. I can get it out, that is. Nearly there. It's in a sealed plastic bag, one of those vacuum bags. I'm just undoing the bag. I think it's going to be easier to cut it with a knife. Gain access that way. Look who's turned up. I'm presuming this is the transit plug. Looks like a vent to the battery. The battery I've purchased is a Leok Adventurer SFL 120 DT, and is a direct replacement for the faulty battery. I use it as C20, which gives it 100 amp hours. I replaced all 4 leisure batteries with these in October 2020. It's actually snowing again now. The battery I need to remove is in the far corner. I just need to move some of this stuff out of the way. There's a ratchet strap under here which runs over all 4 batteries, which I need to remove, so I'm going to do that now. I'll be switching off the controls in a minute as well for the engine batteries and the domestic batteries. I've loosened off the strap sufficiently, I hope, to slide the battery from under. I don't really want the strap to come out of the buckle part, the ratchet bit, otherwise it will make it more difficult for me. I'm now going to turn off the main electrics, so there's no electrics coming into the boat at all. I'm now ready to disconnect the battery. I've already dealt with the 2 positive cables because I did that when I was out cruising and I had the problem, so it's just 1 negative cable to deal with. All the fittings are different sizes, some are 13mm, 15mm, 17mm, or variations, 1/2 inch, 9/16, bit of a mishmash. But I have an insulated spanner. I think this is a 17mm one, I'm not sure offhand, it might be 15. I can't see because I've insulated it so well. But I'm going to use this now to disconnect the battery. Here she comes. Please fit through the gap. I need to think about this, just give me a moment and I'll work it out. It just fits through the gap. Hey, success! So we have the old and the new battery. I notice here the installation date has been marked. It was October 2020, so I'm going to go and get a marker pen to mark the new battery. As it's the 31st of March, I'm actually going to mark it April 22. Right, I'm now going to line the batteries up and set it up like this one, so these can come off. These are screw caps. This needs to come off as well. I need to undo this. Very straightforward. Just open that up a bit more so get that on properly. The 2 positive terminals will go on here. Just slacken that off a bit. And the other one will bolt directly onto the negative at the back, will bolt directly onto here. I don't know if I can show you here that this had actually bowed out. This battery got very hot and it sounds very hollow, as you'd expect, whereas this one is more solid. What I haven't mentioned is that that end battery was sitting at a slight angle because of the way the angle iron had been put in as the end support. Had the angle iron been put the other way, the battery would have been sitting flat. The battery is on insulation, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut a strip of this is fairly thick, a couple of strips of this, put it underneath the battery, which I hope will level it up. I can only give it a try. I don't think it can do any harm anyway, so that's what I'm going to do now. It's one piece. Now probably lean the other way when I've done this. Time will tell. I often say that, don't I? Time will tell. This padding is actually quite thick, so I might just use one and see how I get on. I don't want to be putting the battery in and out, but when I put the two together, it's quite a thickness, and I know the battery's heavy and it will settle. What to do? I'm just going to carry on. I'm not sure I'm going to tell you. This one went in much easier than the last one, because the other one had expanded a bit. I think as I put the battery in, the packing piece might have got ruckled up. So what I've done is I've put a little bung in between the two batteries, because I could see it was leaning slightly. I've put a rubber bung pushed in between the two batteries, which is straightening it up a little bit. So I hope that will suffice. I've just tightened on the negative cable, and now I need to sort out the positives. I think before I deal with the positive cables, I'll sort out the strap first, because that could be fiddly. I'm hoping it won't be. But the cable is tightened. I'm now going to unwrap the insulation and connect the two positive terminals. That will be the job done, bar switching everything back on. It's worrying, but it's straightforward, so shouldn't be any problems. Having tightened the terminal with a ratchet spanner, I then just gave it an extra tweak to make sure it was fully tight. So that basically is the job done. I keep thinking of whether I've missed anything. I don't think I have. The next stage is to switch the electric back on and get this battery sort of fully charged up and hope it marries in well with the other three. Because normally you change all your batteries at the same time, but having changed all 4 batteries in October 2020, I then found that one of them wasn't connected fully, and I'm not sure which one that was, to be honest. One of them was obviously gone duff, and I've replaced that one, so I'm hoping that the 4 will marry up and work well as a bank of 4 batteries, because I don't want any more problems. Not yet a while anyway. These covers protect the exposed terminals. I've switched the electric back on, both the mains power, that's the shoreline, and also the leisure batteries and the starter battery from within the engine bay. It's only been a few minutes, but all is well. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this little look at me replacing one of my batteries. It was very worrying for me when it actually occurred. First of all, I got the smell when I was cruising, then it went away. I didn't notice it again until I had moored up at Bridge 26. But I've bought the replacement battery, I've now fitted it. Let's hope all will be well. Many thanks for watching. Look after yourselves, your friends and families. Take the utmost care. If you haven't yet done so, please do subscribe. Until next time, bye for now.